Hey guys, Fatigue here, and we're back with another Starcraft 2 Shoutcast. And in this Shoutcast, we have Game 2 of the best of 5 series between Sjow and DuckloadRa, more so known as Whitera. And of course, last game, oh my god, we saw quite the many miniature battles at both front doors of both players' bases. But Sjow came up on top. So Sjow is now up in this series 1-0 as we see Whitera spawning as the red Protoss in the top right corner of the map, and Sjow spawning as the blue Terran in the bottom left corner of the map, and this map being Delta Quadrant. I have in fact not casted a lot of games on this map, if any games at all, very minimum amounts. This will be very interesting for me to cast a game on this map. Once again, we got pretty much the same as last time, but they do not, in fact, build the pylon and the supply depot in the same spot. We are seeing a differentiation here. As we see Whitera throwing and boosting out that Nexus. I don't know why, my tongue always seems to twist when I say Whitera. Or at least when I try to say it really fast. So I may refer to him as DuckloadRa, but I know lots of people don't like that, and they prefer to go back to the good old days when he was just called Whitera. So I don't know. Really, whatever comes to mind. I know I talked about this in the intro to the first game too, but it's something that's just harping on my mind as we do see the gateway and the assimilator going down at pretty much the exact same time for Whitera. So we might see a pretty gas-heavy build right now for Whitera, but we do have the refinery also going down. This is the exact same starting opening build that we saw last game. I mean, supply depot, barracks, refinery, pylon, gateway, assimilator. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's the same exact thing, although I think Whitera put down his assimilator a little bit sooner this time than last game. Now, last time he put down a cybernetics core before pumping out a zealot or a stalker. Are we going to see something like that again, as we see he is having a probe pumped right there for something, and we do see the cybernetics core, in fact, coming right out before a zealot or a stalker. And we see the scouting probe has discovered Sjow's main base, as the Marine is, in fact, out to fight it off, as we see the scouting SCV for Sjow still has yet to find Whitera's main base. And we do see a second gas going down for Whitera, and we do not see one yet for Sjow. So, as we see a factory going down for Sjow, but it looks like Whitera will be going on a gas-heavy build as the SCV will move into Whitera's base, and we'll see the second gas going down as the Zealot is trying to pursue it and chase it, but I think this SCV will in fact make it out of there with his life, as a Stalker is now being rallied out and rallied to the SCV, and that SCV will leave the front door of Whitera's base unscathed. And we do see a supply depot over here at the back door, just watching out here for a probable, again, another Warp Prism drop. That was a great move. Great move last game by Whitera. Just drop it on right there. Move him up through that ramp. You'll be screwed if you have no idea what's going on down there. You'll be absolutely boned. And we do have the tech lab going down in the barracks. And another barracks. This is the exact same opening that Sjow did last game. Well, it worked for him. I mean, he won, so guess it makes sense. I mean, don't fix what isn't broken, right? And we have a robotics facility going down for Whitera. So the only thing that differentiated out of Whitera's build is the second assimilator, and the assimilator a little bit sooner. And we will have the army comp of a Zealot Stalker Sentry, as we do have the second gateway going down, because that is, of course, a robotics facility. This little army we got rallied up here for Sjow. 4 Marines and a Marauder. We do see a Hellion out on the field, looking like, will he send it out? Nope, he will gather that right up with his army right there. Nothing too crazy about that, nothing too, what the hell's going on, you know? We will see a second Hellion in production right there, as we do see a starport now going down for Sjow, as we do see Warp Gate technology just finishing, so he will now upgrade that gateway to a Warp Gate. That gateway will finish as we have an overlapping pylon going down and a robotics bay. Lots of stuff going on right now for Whitera, as we have this little army moving, looks like towards the backdoor ramp, looking to take out those destructible rocks, so Sjow can move into the incredibly secure natural expansion. Now, Whitera does have some pylons down in his natural expansion to keep watch in case of an impending drop from Sjow. So that is also a very good plan to do. As you see Stimpack being researched. Looking at the army comp for both sides, we have 3 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and a Sentry versus 3 Marauders, 3 Hellions, and 8 Marines. If we do have that Observer, we'll see that, in fact, he is getting ready to expand into that natural expansion. No really early game harassment so far for both these players. Both kind of just sitting back and building up their base. We do have the barracks moving on to the reactor. As you see, the first medivac being pumped out for Sjow. I don't know what was the point of lifting up that starport, moving it back down, but whatever. See the scan go down in case of an observer right there, but the observer did move away, and it looks like we might see a first attack or a first drop right here from Sjow onto Whitera. Now, Whitera 2 is now attacking those destructible rocks with hopes of expanding into the incredibly safe expansion, as we do see the command center going down at the natural for Sjow. Well, see, would that be the natural, or would that be the natural? Because technically, that would be the natural right here, but this would kind of be like a backdoor super secure expansion, as I would call it. So I'm going to call it the natural because, goddamn, it's so secure. Right back there, just tucked away in the back of your base. Like a free expansion. It's like begging you, expand to me. So, that's what I'm going to call it. We do have this army now waiting at the front door, as we do see the medivac preparing to drop in the back behind the supply line. So looks like we will see a 2-pronged attack. We do have a Colossus on the field, so those troops are just going to get fried right away. It does not look like it will be safe to drop. We do have the observer. We'll see the army camping right in front of Whitera's base, using the Hellion as a sacrificial lamb of sorts to just take the hit and see what's up there. We do have some Zealots moving down, attacking from low ground to high ground. That Immortal will go down, but there's a Colossus on the field, and that Colossus will be able to outrange the ground troops of Sjow as he does stim up his Marines. Possibly, but no. As we got some more troops moving out, and this medivac is moving back towards the natural expansion. We'll see that there is not a base there, not worth dropping there. We still got the Colossus camping with the Protoss troops to see. Looking in production, do we have a Viking coming out yet? We do not yet have a Viking in production, which could cause some early trouble for Sjow. I do have a pylon attack right now, but 2 Colossi on the field right now, and Sjow has got to get some Vikings, or those Colossi is just going to own him. As we do see a drop right now, as Whitera is naturally expanding and moving, again, picking him right back up in the medivac in a way to avoid that Colossus attack. And that pylon will go down. Looking at the resources, will supply block Whitera by quite a bit. So that will really put Whitera's army behind now. So he has to get a couple more, definitely a couple more pylons down. He does get one down, but now Captive 7474 will be blocked for a little while longer and will not be in an optimal position either for mass unit production to build his army back up. So that will definitely put Sjow on the upper hand for a little while. As this command center down here in the natural expansion for Sjow is in fact up and running. Where's the up arrow? Right there. As you see, just lots of mining going on right there. We have this army camped right in the middle of the map right there. Let's be honest here. If Whitera was to do another warp prison drop back in the main with Sjow's entire army right there, Sjow would be screwed. He would be beyond screwed. He'd be so screwed. A screw would look at him and be like, damn, yeah, that was a horrible joke, but it's true. It's true. You know it's true. I know it's true. It's true. He's definitely planning an attack now. Planning these Marauders up on the high ground in hopes to shell out a little bit of the production, but nope. He's got the Colossus right there, ready to go, ready to burn that Marauder at whatever means necessary, and we do have a warp prison drop coming in here from Whitera. Now this could be very damaging with Sjow's entire army in the middle of the map, and that is moving right over to the natural expansion as there's more SCVs are piling over there. Oh, it's over there with SCVs, and the War Prism is now hovering over the natural expansion as Zealots will go out and begin to cut through the SCVs. Now, all the SCVs can do is run away because there is no defense. Now moving his army back to his base, Sjow, but will it be in time? As that command center will be lifted up from the Zealots. Lots of Zealots being moved down there now as the War Prison is in fact being relocated. Now this was not only a smart move by Whitera because there was no army to defend. He now blew up the refinery Almost. It looks like it can be saved by an SCV if he really wanted to, but that thing's gone. That thing's gone. And it forced him to move his entire army out from the middle of the map, which now Whitera can begin to move his army through the map without much trouble. Great play by Whitera. Great play. And of course, it interrupted his economic production too. Were the SCVs able to savage that refinery? They were able to savage that refinery and not let it blow up. Wow, we do have Vikings on the field now for Sjow, so he will be able to fight off that Colossus. Pretty much the same build as last game. Gotta say, well, I mean, it is the finals of this IEM European tournament, so I would expect them to want to play it safe, you know? You want to win when you made it this far. You don't want to just take second. So don't fix what isn't broken again, you know? And it looks like we have this Warp Prism moving back here, filled with just a singular zealot. Or two. See just the army moving back here, preparing for the drop that will not happen as we have the Vikings pursuing that Warp Prism. Will they be able to get it down as it is? Oh, they blow up the Warp Prism. No more drop harass as this army is moving quick and fast up right through the middle of the map, marching their way up to Whitera's front door. They are passing their previous rally point of the middle of the map, Zelnaga Watchtower, and just moving forward. Camping right outside, right at this little expansion, sieging up the siege tanks now. Sjow is good to go for an attack. Looking at the unit comp here, we have 4 Colossi. Ooh, that is going to be damaging. 4 Colossi, 3 High Templars, 6 Stalkers, and 7 Zealots versus 4 Vikings, 4 Siege Tanks, 31 Marines, and 20 Marauders. So again, I think Sjow right now does in fact have the superior army to Whitera. This looks like we will see the Vikings getting ready as this drop is moving quick and fast towards the back of the main base of Whitera, moving it over the main base at that, and now dropping out as we do see the troops moving up through the front door. 2-pronged attack, but the Stalkers will be able to take out those medivacs before they can even unload any troops, and immediately retreating after that. The 2-pronged attack from Sjow will in fact fail. We have 4 sieged up siege tanks just waiting outside of the door for Whitera's army to move out after just completely denying that drop for the 2-pronged attack. We do have another filled Warp Prism moving out with 3 Zealots and a probe. Looking like he might be wanting to build a pylon over in the base of Sjow right now. Emergency, we are scanning. He is scanning to see if there would be an observer down, but there is in fact not. As we do have more troops being rallied out to the front door of Whitera's base. I think he's just going for the attack right now. I mean, bro, just go for it, because if you wait, this is gonna happen. Right down, right into your natural expansion. We do have some Vikings there to defend from the Warp Prism, but nothing on the ground to stop those Zealots, except the SCVs just massively surrounding all of them. As we look at the units lost at right now, the Terran player definitely has lost more units than the Protoss player. And it is because of those Warp Prism drops. Alright, that's actually a really cool portrait right there for the Warp Prism. That is awesome. Very cool, very cool. There's more troops, more troops being brought out here for Sjow with these siege up siege tanks. If any unit of Whitera tries to move out from the front door, he will be shelled. And Whitera is aware of this, and he is keeping his army rallied up there, tucked away at a safe point, because this observer can see everything. So, kind of screwed. Looking at the production tab for both players, we do see a planetary fortress being morphed up right here as a third base has gone down for Sjow. And we do have a Marine here looking to see if Whitera will expand. We will see a confrontation outside of Whitera's base. But I think, oh, High Templar storms are going down around the Terran army. Oh, more storms. Those will be so damaging to the bio comp that he's got going on here. But all that's left are 2 Colossi for Whitera, as his army will be able to move right up into the front door, right into Whitera's main base. Wow, that was just a whole build-up, climaxing at the end of the game. I think Sjow's going to take this one too, as he can now move in, but more High Templar storms right on the bio. Whitera might be able to salvage this game, but it does not look good for him. There are just too many armies moving in and attacking the production buildings for him to possibly be able to produce efficiently. Yeah, Sjow is definitely going to take this game a little last ever with a High Templar and a few Zelts. 2 more Storms going down, but those will not be enough, as the only option I see for Whitera right now is a GG, and there is the GG from Whitera, and Sjow will take Game 2. Stay with me right now as we move into Game 3 of this 5-game series between Whitera and Sjow. Thanks for watching.